6000個近くになります。
Kyoto, there are 3,300 large and small temples, and nearly 6,000 including shrines.
If you have a trip to Japan soon, make sure you have these apps downloaded because they will make your life so much easier. The first app needs no introduction, and that is Google Maps. Google Maps is my #1 app that I use for navigation anywhere in the world. But this is especially helpful when you're trying to navigate through the complex train systems in Japan, because when you look up directions, it'll tell you which train to go on, exactly which platform, and which train car you can go on to make the fastest transfers and exits. But if you have an iPhone and you don't want to download Google Maps, Apple Maps will work just fine. But Google Maps is just way more detailed with more extensive coverage compared to Apple Maps. Even though they've made a lot of improvements in the past few years, Google Maps is just way more accurate. In addition to Google Maps, you can also use Japan Travel. This is especially helpful if you bought a travel pass, such as the JR pass. All you need to do is enter the start and end location, and under tourist, choose your pass and see all the available trains that's included with your pass. Now going on to communication. Google Translate is the best app you can use. You can use Google Lens and it'll do voice translation so that you can just speak to the microphone and it'll automatically translate over to Japanese, and you can hand it over to whoever you're talking to and you can communicate with locals that way. When we were in Kyoto, our Airbnb host was actually using Google Translate to communicate with us and tell us about Kyoto's history and teaching us about the festivals that goes on there. And it was one of the most heartwarming experiences that we've ever had, and one of the most authentic experiences that we have ever had.
Compared to people in Tokyo and Osaka, people in Kyoto walk much slower.
Papago is great for translating vertical writing and handwriting. In the screenshot I'm going to show you, you're going to see a comparison of how Google Lens translated this image of a menu that had mostly handwriting compared to how Papago was able to translate everything on that menu and it was all handwriting. While Google Translate is our translation app of choice for travel, we're going to have to hand the trophy over to Papago when it comes to Japan. Papago have a greater advantage in translating Asian languages, specifically Korean, Japanese, and Chinese. Whatever translation app you use, make sure you have one because it is just essential for communication, to read signs, to make sure you're going to the right direction.
We're definitely walking down the wrong side of the street.
AirAllo. AirAllo is an app where you can buy eSIMs. If you're traveling by yourself or if you're not traveling in a group, I would definitely recommend getting AirAllo. It's very easy. You purchase the eSIM ahead of time, and then once you're in Japan, you can just activate it once you land and you'll have connection wherever you go. When we traveled with our group of friends, we each actually got AirAllo eSIMs just because there's a special promotion at the time. For that 2-week trip, I ended up using a total of 20 gigabytes of data. There's option for you to buy 1 gig at a time, 2 gig at a time, 5 all the way up to I think 20. So it's up to you how long you're going to be there and what your preferences are. Paperless, seamless, super easy, and it'll be activated within 30 seconds. If you want to use AirAllo, you can use our code for an extra $3 off of your first purchase using code LEON0683. Again, it's LEON 0683. Once bought, you'll receive simple instructions on how to activate your eSIM. And it's really just going to your data settings and then just switching over from your primary to the other card. I think it's called like tourist card, or you can rename it to whatever you want. SmartX, it's cost efficient. You can reserve seats way in advance at a discounted price. Depending on your length of stay and where you're planning on visiting, the total cost of booking tickets through SmartX might end up being cheaper than if you were to get a JR pass. It's paperless. Once you book the trip, you can link the tickets to your IC card. If you're like us and you want flexibility, we recommend getting non-reserved tickets. You don't have to worry about getting to the station at a certain time. You don't have to get stressed out if you miss a train because you can really just hop on whatever train that's available at the time. When we signed up, we couldn't bypass this page where it needed you to input the IC card. And I know some people were able to bypass it, but when we tried, we weren't able to, and we literally spent an hour trying to figure out how to do it because when we added it to our Apple Wallet, it didn't work. can only see the last 4 digits. So once you add your Suica card to your wallet, if you already have the Suica app downloaded and you're seeing a lot of instructions in Japanese and have no idea what to do and you're overwhelmed, don't worry. Just delete the app, re-download it, and when you reopen the app, it should sync up to the Suica card you added to your Apple Wallet. Click on the little I button. You should be able to see your IC number. The next app is Airbnb, our app of choice for accommodations anywhere we go. If you're trying to get out of the city, book a stay in a more residential area, it's cost effective. We're staying with locals and you get to learn so much more about the local life in Japan. So if you want a more authentic experience, Airbnb is the app you should use. And if you're traveling with a group, you can actually book an entire house. So it's just another option for a more authentic experience. NHK World Japan News. This app will allow you to stay updated with local news, particularly for natural disasters or any major events that might affect your travel plans. So you can set up push notifications. This app is really great for you to stay informed, to stay safe in case of any emergency situations. Last but not least, Ekbo Cloak. This app is a lifesaver for temporary luggage storage. So let's say you're doing a day trip. Sometimes you have to take 2 or 3 buses or 2 or 3 trains and you don't want to be dragging your luggage around. You can use this app to find any nearby storage facilities that's near a train station. You just drop off your bag, go and explore for the day without having to worry about crowding up the trains or bumping into people and just saving space. So with these apps, you are now equipped to explore Japan with confidence and ease. Hit the like button if you found this useful, and please subscribe and stay tuned for our complete guide and checklist on what to do before arriving in Japan. We'll cover everything from essential documents, travel apps, packing tips, to cultural etiquette to ensure you're fully prepared for your Japanese adventure. Until then, peace. See you.